Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body and keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound, and while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body and relax your mind and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra, just follow the sound please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes to understand how this meditation will help for us to develop our this very conventional life, and at the same time, how this can help for us to develop our spiritual inner development. So when it comes to meditation, there are two kind of methods. So this meditation, when it comes to the Buddha's teaching, there is a Pali word called bhavana. So the bhavana, very meaning of this word is kind of like cultivation, development with the profitable skills. Bhavana doesn't mean, according to the Buddha's teaching, bhavana doesn't mean you become kind of like a blank or the numb with the mind. So here, you become more focused and cultivate yourself with the thought and with the awareness, and develop your attention and recognition moment by moment, moment by moment. So why you have to do this? So when it comes to bhavana, there are two methods. One is called tranquility meditation, another one called insight meditation. So tranquility meditation, it calls samatha bhavana. And the other one called vipassana bhavana. So the bhavana means cultivation or the development. Samatha means tranquilizing. So if you develop your tranquility state or one-pointness or develop the calmness, it is samatha bhavana. Another one is the vipassana. So vipassana called insight meditation. Vipassana means vipassana. Passana means seeing, observing, recognizing, analyzing. Vi means thoroughly, deeply. So vipassana means thoroughly, deeply recognizing, analyzing, understanding. So what you understand, what you thoroughly, deeply recognize, your own inner experience, the moment of experience. In this very moment, what you feel, What you recognize, what you experience, you recognize it. Another one is, another way, your form, feelings, perceptions, volition, and recognition, 5 aggregates. And another way you can go, like your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, perception. So that is very moment of experience. So you analyze it, you recognize it. And once you recognize that way, you can see how it come to be as it is. So then what is the practice of meditation means? Why you have to practice meditation? Why you can't develop it itself? Because the reason, as ordinary people, from birth to today, and even through our sansaric journey, we had a different kind of mental attitude, pattern, or the method regarding our very moment of experience. And we develop it in wrong way. And now what happens, that our wrong understanding, our misunderstanding block the clear perception. So that what called hindrance. There are 5 kind of hindrance. Actually, when it come to deeper step by step, if we go words by words, there are, when it come to vipassana level, there are 8 kind of hindrance. But normally, first we have to go to tranquility meditation. When it come to tranquility meditation, we call 5 hindrance. Kamachanda, Vyapada, Tinamidda, Uddacca, Kukkucca, Vichikicca. So the Kamachanda means sensuous desires. And Vyapada means ill will. And the Uddacca, Kukkucca, so here 2 words, Uddacca, Kukkucca, 2 Pali words, that means sloth and thoughtful. So that's why it become kind of, when you go to the vipassana level, it become 8. And why this both come together? Because using one mental skill, this both can eradicate. So anyhow, sloth and torpor, and the next one is the restlessness and worry. So that also 2 words, restlessness and worry, sloth and torpor, and restlessness and worry. And other one is the doubt. So when it comes to that, there are 7 words. Kamachanda, Vyapada, Thina, and Midda, Uddacca, Kukkucca, and Vichikicca. And the 8th one is called ignorance. That also, when it comes to the vipassana level. So somehow, the hindrance means it's kind of like an obstacle for our mental appearance. It's block, it hinder what you experience. So practicing meditation in tranquility level means you allow this to calm down. You allow it to settle down rather than go with it, rather than activate it. And otherwise, what will happen? It always create things. There is no end. So then when it comes to the Kama Chanda, that's mean with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, it's always look for sensual desires to find the satisfaction. Day and night. And each and everywhere, always look for kind of like a satisfaction. And ill will is hatred, anger, bitterness. So that kind of mental attitude. So sloth and torpor is a kind of like that half-hearted action. It's kind of like you don't put your effort on it. Lack of kind of like a concentration. And as a result of that, what happened? This laziness, this drowsiness arise. So those are this mental in day-to-day life. This is what happened to us. Another one is this restlessness and worry. So the very reason for that is kind of like a inability to calm down your mind and kind of like a focus with the energy. We focus, but no energy. So if the person for that person, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, any perception, maybe you hearing, but there is no internal interference, effort to hear that. You see, but there is no internal effort, no any conscious effort to hear that. And as a result of that, what happened? This restlessness and worry arise. And then by the time what happens, that what you did or what you experience is kind of like you don't know what happened. So then you become worried about it. And the fifth one, spectacle doubt. So it arises because of lack of faith, trust, conviction. And you are there, but in your mind, or maybe you don't have clear understanding about it, in your mind, you don't accept it. So this kind of situations always in our mind. Practicing meditation help you to slow down this mental behavior. So that is a tranquility meditation. So in the very beginning, to calm down the mind, you have to withdraw your mind from this kind of qualities. So if you maintain that again and again and again, what happens? That busyness or the unclarity always going to be there. So sometimes this is the thing, that these all 5 qualities, all these 5 hindrances has a 2 ways of behavior. One is called Olarika, another one called Sukuma. So those are these Pali words. So the Olarika means very rough. Anybody can see. Like when it comes to sensual desires, anybody can see it. It is a desire. Ill will, anybody can see it. It is visible, very rough level. Sukuma means even the person sometimes cannot recognize that. It's a deeper level, very, very sharp, very soft. It is there, but you can't see. It's like the dust. Like the Olarika means it's like a mountain. People can see it. It's like another planet or the star. People can see it. But the Sukuma is the dust. No one can see, but it is there. So these all 5 hindrances have these 2 behavior. So practicing meditation in the tranquility meditation allow you to this settle down this all the heavy, very rough level of 5 hindrances. It's for a moment. That moment can be 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 year, or 1 lifetime, or 100 lifetime. But the Sukuma is very that soft level of hindrance. You have to develop the wisdom. You have to get out of the ignorance to eradicate that. So that is what called the vipassana. So these 2 methods. So when it comes to ourselves, then recognizing and working for this both is very necessary. For some people, directly they can go to the tranquility level or they can go to the vipassana level. But ourselves, we go step by step, how you can develop a very good tranquility state. So when it comes to that, in the very beginning, to withdraw from the sensual desires, it's very important to have effort yourself to not to have desires. You take a conscious decision not to have desires. So for that, you can use many methods to analyze that whatever that you want to experience. And when there is a desire come, and rather than always thinking it kind of like in a positive way, if you recognize impermanence and unsatisfactory nature and selflessness, so in that way, you can get out of it. But somehow, what you need to know in the very basic level as an ordinary person, when a desire comes to you, how you can withdraw from it, always remember that whatever you see, whatever you hear, smell, taste, whatever you want to feel, that whatever you see, it is not there. Basically, just try to understand. Whatever you see, it is not there. Another thing is, when you want something, it comes as a package. So that will help you to little bit withdraw from the sensual desires. Whatever you want, always you have to remember, it comes as a package. So then there are certain consequences that you have to go through. So the ones that you interfere with the sensual desires. So once you know that, it will help for you to little bit withdraw from it. Another thing is, having good friendship is very necessary. So that also will help you to get out of these sensual desires. Just not only meditation, having good friends, and intellectual understanding, and observing outside world and see how things happens to other people also will help for you to get out of this. Another one is the vyapada, or the ill will. For that, to get out of that, you have to develop the love and compassion. And with the understanding, so little by little, with practice, you have to have that. And the sloth and torpor is you have to develop this watchful mind, clear consciousness. Just rather than watching, or just rather than interfering with the thoughts, little bit have attention yourself, because that will reverse this very nature of laziness or drowsiness. Another one is that get out of this restlessness, and you have to have this undisturbed mind. So that's why we practice this kind of things. And in day-to-day life, once you understand that you need to practice this to get out of this ordinary way of struggle, and you know that yourself, it is very necessary for your life to have these qualities. And other ones, developing the peace. So yourself having some peace, and it is your conscious decision in day-to-day life. You can be busy, and at the same time, you can be peaceful yourself even for a few minutes per day. So like that, you have to remember it is very necessary for you, because otherwise this mind always go with things. And doubt, when it comes to that, always remember whatever you interfere and have some clarity about it. Just know about it. Don't just do it. Don't just believe something. And develop a mental attitude when you want to do something, when you want to practice something, when you work with something, learn about it. So that way you are capable to get out of little by little, reduce the power of this very rough level of 5 hindrance. But still that softer level going to be there, that dust going to be there. But this practice will take you deeper. And once you develop your tranquility state, calmness, and see how things come to be as they are, then you understand this anything is not permanent. This everything change moment by moment. And once you see the change, that naturally detachment happens. Because to attach to something, you have to have the intention or the idea, there is something. That's where the attachment goes. But now in the Vipassana level, when the mind becomes sharp and clear, now you see this everything change. And once you recognize that, you detach from that. You're not going to go with it, or you're not going to hold it to that. And so at the same time, when you keep practice this way, you recognizing this is not a kind of like a supernatural kind of like a magic. This is a very human practice. That is one wisdom you gain out of this all. That is very important, because when it comes to meditation, most of time And when it comes to liberation, or when it comes to Nibbana, and the most of people think it's kind of like a supernatural power. And when it comes to meditation, people think, oh, high mental powers. But now you see, your day-to-day behavior itself take you to samsara, and if you change the attitude of it, it go to the Nibbana. So the both in you. So then how you maintain your life in your day-to-day, with your day-to-day activities, how you deal with the world. And that is how we go with this. So then always remember, you are the master of you. Your mind is the creator. So then when you have the consciousness, awareness to see how you deal with the world, then you are capable to change the environment or the outcome. So practicing meditation in the tranquility level that give you this deeper understanding. And then when you go, once you have that understanding, you can go deeper into Vipassana level and understand it more deeply. So at the same time, there is another way that you can get out of you can reduce the power of this rough level of 5 hindrances. So that is very important to know. So one is you practicing some kind of rituals. Like as example, just imagine every day you do prayers, maybe 6 o'clock or maybe 7 o'clock, 5 o'clock, you do some kind of prayers, or maybe you do cleaning every day. So in that very moment, what happened? Your hindrance not going to be there. That is the power of rituals. It help you to reduce the power of hindrance in that very moment. So you are interfering with some activities every day, and then by the time, in that time, you set up for that. So that is one thing. And other one is studying, like reading books, and sometimes discussions, and like this practice. So every day now you into this time period, and during this time, that hindrance not going to active there. It is there, but not going to come up. So that also help for you to reduce the power of the hindrance. And other one is, sometimes you have to be hard on you. If there are some kind of unnecessary, unprofitable, unskillful behavior or the habits, then you have to determine yourself. It is worthless for you. So then you should not perform it. So that is one thing. Another one is calming down, tranquilizing, and it's kind of like a practicing tranquility meditation. And it is not only kind of like a practicing meditation and having peaceful, calm, maintaining that kind of life, even 4 or 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Just imagine you go to the park, you go to the beach, you go to a mountain, you go to a hike, and you just sit there, and without doing ordinary activities, you just settle down and you calm down. And when it comes to that, you have to be very careful, because maybe you go to the beach or the hike or the mountain, or maybe you start to think about something, then it's not going to work. But you have the effort or the energy to calm down yourself, or then it works. Another one is the practicing this deeper, that vipassana level of meditation also help reduce the power of this hindrance. So that way, there are many activities you can do to reduce the power, but at the same time, you have to remember this is the very nature of our ordinary mind. So then with the wisdom, you have to deal with this. You can't go into wrestling with your own mind. You can't boxing with your own mind. And at the same time, you can't pampering, and you can't kind of like empathize, sympathize your own mind. See that, but you have to recognize this both. Because if you're going to pampering it, you getting spoiled, then you're going to become more worst. And at the same time, if you become kind of like, if you're going to boxing with your own mind, then yourself, it become hard for you. But understanding this and recognizing what is profitable for you and slowly merge with that will help you to reduce the power of hindrance. So that's why when it comes to tranquility meditation, for a moment, even it will help for you to tranquilize and calm down this very rough level of hindrance. So it is very necessary, little by little, develop this. So once you develop it yourself to a certain level, the mind has ability to develop it itself. And because once you get out of this surface level of dust, once you get out of this surface level of hindrance, obstacles, blockages, barriers, the little by little, mind become more sharp and clear to experience the moment. So you are the one who going to benefit out of it. So when it comes to that, what happens with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, whatever you experience, you're going to experience it to the exactly the right way. So otherwise it flip, it's go into different way. Whatever happens there, when it comes to our experience, it becomes different. So that is why this life is suffering. Because if you are capable to experience whatever exactly happened there, if you are capable to experience it without misunderstanding, there is no suffering. But the thing is, what is there, when it comes to us, we don't see exactly as it is. We see it in different way inside us. Everything's in outside these all objects. Just imagine the colors. These colors, that whatever it is there, we may not see the exactly same. And people, and whoever appear to in front of us, and it is not the real person there. There is somebody else behind that skin, under that skin. We can't see. And sometimes you just see a person and then you recognize, oh, this person is like this, and then maybe because of that you are misunderstanding. You interfere with that, and then by the time 10 years, 20 years, you invest your life with that very first misunderstanding. So then by the time what happens? You recognize it is not there. And then you get disappointed, unhappy. So that if you look very life yourself backward, the most of time we can't blame to anybody. Why? Because our own misunderstanding keep us in this position. Who you are today and whatever you go through, you are the one who is responsible. Always this plus and minus in life, all this up and down in life, all this black and white in life, we all experience it for the moment because of our misunderstanding. And why we misunderstand that? Why we can't experience our perception clearly? Because of these 5 hindrances we developed in our past. So once you have tranquility practice, then this will reduce. So then how the 5 hindrances become active, powerful? Because of the repetition. So when it comes to tranquility meditation, now you with your primary mental object settle down and stay there without interfering with it. You just observe very natural, organic level of life. And in the present moment. Another thing is, all these 5 hindrances become powerful. One is repetition. Another one is always it need the informations from the past or the future. Without adding any information from past or future, your hindrance cannot become stronger. So that's why tranquility meditation, if you are capable to stay in the present moment, as long as that time period, this hindrance not going to become powerful. And when the hindrance not going to become powerful, what is there? Your awareness. So then now your awareness become powerful. So then by the time you reduce the power of hindrance and increase the power of awareness, so by the time when that power of awareness becomes stronger than the hindrance, you are capable to go more deeper and get all the dust out of you. So that's how this process works. So then have a clear understanding how this mind behaves, how this life happens. So there is no kind of like aliens or the somebody or supernatural or unseen living beings interfering to our consciousness, our own this behavior, repetition, desire, like, dislike, misunderstanding, this everything govern this life. So if you are capable to develop the ability to maintain your awareness in the present moment, then by the time you are capable to clean your mind and develop the direct perception. So that's mean with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, whatever perceive in that very moment, without tangling with the memory, you are capable to understand it. And once you have that, from that level, the completely our experience going to become something else. But through the tranquility meditation, you can get into that. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Swapateva, or may I be well and happy, 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens through the sensation, recognize it. Do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward, visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward, and upward. To all six directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata ca ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya imaya dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Addaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha paribundissami Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.